Hello and welcome to Curl Talk with Rhondiva. So today I wanted to talk about something that some fellow stylists and I, have been, talking about and that I've seen on the internet a lot. And one of the things is this length retention. So notice a lot of people saying, well, I'm on a length retention journey. This year I'm doing length retention. Well, AKA, I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not trimming my hair. I'm not letting anyone trim it. I'm not doing it, nor is anyone else doing it. Okay. So that's kind of what has been translated as length retention. Okay. I gave the analogy of this: health retention versus length retention. So imagine having a beautiful garden, right? So here I'm in South Georgia. I am a Mississippi girl, born and raised. My grandmother had many gardens. I have never seen a garden or a nursery run that did not prune, trim, or weed out their gardening space, the nursery space, and things like that. You have gardening shears and everything all over the place. My husband, he did landscaping for many, many years, and that is just part of it. To have well-maintained lawns, gardens, or anything like that, trimming and pruning is necessary. The same thing with the hair. So with the hair, trimming is necessary. So what happens? So a lot of, women are in this shock stage because they have gone. So we went through the pandemic. Many women went years like during that time period without going to a salon. They learned how to do their hair themselves and all of that. I am so happy for the women that learned, because I had clients myself, because I had left the salon, that learned how to manage their hair for the first time in their life, which was great because they understood how to take care of it. However, during that time, did the hair grow? It absolutely did. It grew. A lot of people, their hair, got healthy. They went natural and things like that. And so during that time, the hair got, really healthy and everything. However, what they weren't doing was trimming it. And then when they finally got back to the chair, they had to get several inches cut off. Okay, so let's do the calculation. Several inches, several years. So it's been a year or 2 years since getting the hair trimmed. Okay, so why would you expect that a person that after a year or two that you would only get this much of your hair trimmed off? If you have to get this much of your hair trimmed off after a year or two of not trimming it or doing anything to it, that is amazing, okay? Because the hair can grow up to a half an inch a month, okay? So even if it was at a fourth of an inch a month, we're talking about 3 inches that year, okay? If you have not had a haircut and it's been, 2-3 years or whatever the case is, you've not had a proper cut, that means that if you've been taking care of it, that means you got about 2-3 years, 2 years, about 6 inches of growth and all of that. And you may say, no, I ain't had no 6 inches of growth. Why? Because the hair was growing, but it was not being managed. So it grew at a slower rate. Okay? That hair grew at a slower rate. You're not doing yourself a favor by saying, I'm on a length retention journey, so I'm not going to get my hair trimmed. Okay? You can manage your hair, keep it healthy and all those things, but y'all, keep your hair trimmed and managed, and I guarantee you, your hair will grow. Your hair will grow. Use the right products in it. Keep the hair hydrated. Trim your hair. And you won't have to be shocked, okay? Because so many people wait for so long, then they have to have so much because those ends just keep splitting up until it's like, okay, you got more split ends than you have growth. That's not the stylist's fault. That's actually the fault of not managing the hair properly through the time that it was growing, okay? So let's be on a health retention journey, okay? Have health retention over length retention. Health retention is going to make sure that your hair stays healthy during the journey. If the hair stays healthy, you're managing it the correct way, the hair will grow, okay? Manage it the correct way. Get quarterly trims. Make sure that during that time, you're hydrating your hair because guess what? If it's dry, it's going to chip off, it's breaking off, okay? That is another thing. Keep that hair hydrated, and the hair will stay growing. Make sure that the scalp is, clean properly. Cleaning your hair regularly. I hear people say that they don't shampoo their hair often because they're trying to, that it helps it to grow. It does not. It does not. It does not. Okay. Cleaning the hair regularly, keeping the follicle clean, keeping the scalp and everything healthy, and where it's able to breathe, where the follicle is able to breathe, is going to actually help that scalp, that growth retention that you all want so much, that growth retention. So keeping it locked up or whatever the case is with braids or weaves and different things, that's not actually helping your hair grow to where it is going to grow and be full, okay? Short term, okay, y'all already know how I feel about that. Short term, that's fine. Short term meaning that, okay, you took a break and you did something different for a couple of months. Okay, all is not lost if it's not, too tight, and you really research who is, braiding your hair or doing something like that, then all is not lost. However, this back-to-back thing, that's not growth retention either, okay? Your hair is going to grow and it's going to be see-through on the ends. And then when the hairstylist get in it, y'all going to be talking about she wanted to cut all your hair off. No, we don't. I don't. I will speak for myself. I don't like to just cut everybody's hair off, okay? So, health retention over growth retention. Send me a message. If you're looking for great products, I have them. And Linda's Mix is all about growth and health retention, okay? So, health first is just going to feed the hair, feed the follicle, nourish it, hydrate it, so that you can have the best hair that you have had in your life, okay? All right, that's lindasmix.com. Talk to y'all later. Linda's Mix, LINDAMIXX.com. All right, y'all have a wonderful day, and until next time, bye.